So I run a business in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that business gives me the opportunity to meet new people all the time. So as a rule of thumb, anytime I'm in a customer's home, I make sure I address every person in the house, guest or not, spouse, dog, cat, baby. I make sure I go to each person, introduce myself, and say hello. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Now I'm in a home that I've been to before. I've met the customer before, and I heard a sound. I'd been there for about 30 minutes and I didn't meet anyone other than the homeowner, or who I perceive to be the homeowner. So I go out and I say, well, who's that? I'd love to meet whoever that is. And a lady comes out and I shake her hand. Hey, how are you? And she was introduced as my roommate. Okay, wonderful. I go back to work and I go into the bedrooms and I'm doing work. So I go into the first bedroom and I notice, now these are two roommates with two separate bedrooms, but I notice at the bed that there are chargers for the phone on both sides of the bed. Whoa. Okay, then I go into the other bedroom to finish up the work in that bedroom, and I notice a picture of the homeowner and the roommate. Now, this is a photo that's interesting because when I take a photo with a friend, I go shoulder to shoulder, or maybe we do the handshake and maybe the bro hug with the left hand. This photo of these two were belly to belly. So immediately I recognize from the telltale signs, this is not a roommate, this is a spouse. And then it dawned on me, Brian, what have you done? How have you behaved? How have you conducted yourself to make her feel uncomfortable in her own house and uncomfortable in her own truth? So I go out and I speak to her and I apologize. Whatever I've done, however I've moved, however I behaved, that gave you the impression that who you are is not okay, especially in your house, in your castle, I am sorry. My transparency opened up a floodgate. So she began to tell me about her parents. Once she conveyed to them that she was a lesbian and that was going to be her lifestyle, they cut her off. They were highly religious and they decided that their daughter made a decision that they couldn't accept. So she was no longer their daughter, only in name only. And this thing was killing her and it hurt her to her core. So at that moment, I know we're having a human to human conversation. And I said, let me share this with you. What you don't know is that my daughter revealed to me the same thing at 13 years old. She's 21 now. And when she told me at 13, I didn't handle it very well. I didn't embrace her. I didn't give her the love and the support that she needed in that moment. And as a result, our relationship to this day is damaged. We're not the intimate father and daughter that I prefer us to be. So if you would do me a favor, because I'm thinking you're not that far from my daughter's age. If you would do me a favor, can I do something in this moment? Can you be my daughter and I be your father? And as your father, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you that I'm sorry, that I love you, and that I'm proud of you. The situation that we're in is my fault. It's my fault. And I wish I had behaved differently. I wish I had been a better father. I wish I could look past the frustrations and the confusions in my own mind and just embrace you for who you were. And I'm sorry. I blew it. I wish you could understand how much I love you. She began to weep. She began to cry. And in that moment, I realized the power of the pain that I experienced. I realized that the pain in her past and the pain in my past had brought us to this moment. And we were healing together, coming together to heal based on a circumstance outside of both of our controls. I realized that the power of pain is this. 3 things. Let me give them to you. 3 things. Number 1, love. Love has no boundaries. This is a Caucasian girl from a different generation. I'm an African American man. This is not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to be hugging and crying. I'm supposed to be cleaning your carpet. But we're hugging and crying over our pain. Number 2, forgiveness does not equal healing. You can forgive someone, but that doesn't mean you're healed. That doesn't mean that the wounds from your past are gone. You can still be hurting. You can still have sepsis of the soul and yet have forgiven, but you got to do something about that pain on the inside of you or it's going to eat you up. Number 3, only relationships matter. At the end of the day, it's not status, it's not money, it's not cars, it's not houses, it's not titles, it is relationships. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters are your relationships. So I got a question for you. What is the power of your pain? What has your pain produced that gives you an empathy and a sympathy and a human heart that you wouldn't trade for the world? Because as I think about it, though I hate the situation that I'm in with my daughter, I wouldn't trade the empathy. I wouldn't trade my connection to the LBGT community for the world, because now I'm able to look past circumstances, look past titles, and look at hearts. My name is Brian Keith. Thank you for listening.